boards of trustees and governing boards don't exist in a vacuum. There's a whole ecosystem of associations that provide support and guidance to boards and trustees. Two of the big ones, AGB and ACTA. AGB is the Association for Governing Boards, and ACTA is the American Council of Trustees and Alumni. Both have different models of financing. I believe AGB is a membership model, and the fees are depending on the size of your institution. I believe anywhere between $5,000 or $10,000, something in that ballpark, if memory serves me. ACTA is free. They provide free resources. Both, let me say at the very beginning, provide some really good information to trustees. And so going to their websites and seeing their materials is actually a really good thing to do. A couple cautions though. They are different, and different ways in ways that may not be the healthiest. So this is where politics kinds of gets into the framework. My impression of AGB is it's generally more of a, I guess, politically liberal organization. ACTA, my impression, is more of a conservative organization. And I guess in my view, that can be a challenge because most of you, whether you're on a public board or a private board or affiliated with them in some way, you have constituencies that are all over the political map, and your job is to serve those constituencies. And this is our generally the way our country is now. Is we have roughly half the people on one side, half the people on the other. Maybe modify that a little bit. The large majority of the people are somewhere in this munged middle. And so as a trustee, it's really important to make sure that you're representing the ideas of your constituencies and all of your constituencies. When I say political, these organizations, even if you go to their websites, and I do suggest you go to their websites, you can see the very front page has essentially ideas and efforts to mobilize governing boards in a particular direction as a collective agency. So AGB has Govern Now is their current effort, and there are, in fact, there's you can see the quote. It says, "Join our efforts." They're looking for a collective voice, a political voice, to go beyond what you're doing at your campus in your institution, but for the larger society as well. ACTA does the same thing. They have, if you go to their website, it says shape the future of higher education. And so again, the ideas here are that you're going to participate in some sort of collective action to shape higher education. I suppose that's fine, but again, trusteeship is about being a fiduciary of your organization and your constituents. And so what I would do is try to pick and choose what pieces each is providing and utilize those to your own benefit. AGB, they have big efforts right now on board independence and campus inclusivity. So obviously those are two big issues that our society is reckoning with. But there is a particularly bent to those ideas. ACTA does the same thing. They're very interested in academic excellence, academic freedom, and accountability. So again, there are pieces there that can be really valuable to you as a trustee, as a board. But it's a good idea to sort of keep your eyes open to the best ideas, no matter where on the political spectrum they come from. I'd also like to mention uh, one thing that both AGB and ACTA do well is they provide information. They provide data, they provide perspective. They're really good at providing um, information. One of the things that they don't do particularly well, in my experience and from what I can see from their websites, is provide instruction, as in building the skills of trustees. They provide information, they provide knowledge, but it's not necessarily applied knowledge, and it's not necessarily building the skill set of the trustee. And part of that is the challenge of being a large organization in delivering that kind of material. Oftentimes, both of these organizations will allow you to hire consultants to come in. Usually these are one-shot kinds of activities, and there's certainly a place for that. But they're also mostly informational, as in these are war stories from people who've been in leadership positions, mostly former presidents in the past. So again, it's not that that information is not valuable and good, but it doesn't provide a skill development platform. It doesn't provide you, helps you understand governance, but it doesn't build your skill set to do governance, to implement governance, and it certainly doesn't provide the continuity of education that is really critical. Education instruction is not a one-shot deal. It is a longer process where you're building and evolving issues and those skill sets and how you confront those different issues over time is a moving target. It needs to be personalized. You have an individual board with individual skills. It has to be targeted towards your strategic imperatives and strategic direction. So I want you to look at these organizations, and they really are valuable organizations, but keep that skeptical hat on just a little bit. Make sure that it's providing you as a trustee what you need and your board collectively of what they need. And don't be afraid to look beyond them or look to one another and not exclusively lock yourself into this idea that there is one organization that's going to serve all your needs. Obviously, there are political differences in these organizations, and these are issues that we collectively have to understand as a society. But don't forget your job as a fiduciary for your institution instead of getting caught up in a larger societal conversation. There may be a place for that. Keep your number one focus, though, on your institution and what you can provide and how you can provide that to your institution. Just my 2 cents on this. I would recommend going to these AGB and ACTA's websites. They're very valuable, and I think you'll learn a lot there. All right, that's all I had.